with the Building Expo. This Expo is much more than housing development. This Expo is about boldness, imagination, innovation. But more importantly, this Expo is about positioning Guyana and our future in a visual way, so that those who would like to invest and those of our citizens who want a more visual appreciation of what Guyana 2030 will be can enjoy that visual expression of Guyana 2030. When we started this Expo more than a decade ago, this area was nothing like this. In our very first Expo, this area was all sand, loam, and art. And that first Expo saw tremendous rainfall. And I remember the staff, the exhibitors, the private sector, the minister then, working in ankle-deep slush, as we would describe it, to ensure the Building Expo was successful. So I know the hard work, the tireless nights, the commitment that comes behind putting this Expo together. And I know the sacrifices that those who work tirelessly would have made to ensure that we are at this position tonight. Is it drizzling? Jerry don't need an umbrella. You must be able to withstand what ordinary people withstand. Hand back the umbrella. All of us are equally in this together. Those of us at the back or in front are equally in this together. Thank you for giving the opportunity to remind us all of that, Jerry. So the Building Expo was conceptualized, but that concept could not have occurred without the people behind it. So I know very well the type of sacrifices that were made. I know the type of resources that the private sector and every stakeholder had to find to put into this Expo to make it a success. And I want to say to all of you that as a president who went there, that I appreciate it and thank you very much for the work you've done. Today, I want to speak to you briefly, but as long as it will take, about a vision, about a strategy, about an idea whose time has come, about a strategy that will be unveiled, that will position Guyana among the best of nations, where good governance, prosperity, dignity, pride, and honor is supported only by humility. This is a nation that we will build together. This is a nation that we will exert our energy together to construct, to nurture, and to mold into the dimensions that will reflect who we are as a people. This is a mission that requires every single one of us. A mission that requires every stakeholder. This is a mission that must not fail. This is a mission whose only outcome shall be success with the grace and help of God Almighty. And I will speak about this mission. You know, when you look at the picture, you can tell 1,000 words. And I was looking at the facial expression of Vikram, Bharat, and Charles, two ministers in government. And they were making a comment about my mode of dress. I figured it out. And I know Vikram was telling Charles, this man crazy, he wearing a bow tie on a short jack. Well, listen, it requires a certain type of boldness to push innovation. You have to test the boundaries. You have to push against the boundaries. So for those who will make a comment on it in the upcoming hours, whether on social media or anywhere else, please attach the word boldness next to those comments. Now, over the last couple of months, you would see many members of my team wearing a particular symbol. It is called a standard. But that standard is meaningless unless it is integrated into the aspirations of the people of this country. So if you look on the screens, you will see a wing that just came in. I think that is on the left side of the standard. And in that wing, there are some concepts that is part of the vision I'm talking about. It speaks about infrastructure transformation, human transformation, economic diversification, international positioning, social transformation, equitable and prosperous development, technological transformation, environmental responsibility, sustainable development, service reorientation, and security. Those are the principles and the output we are working towards in Vision 2030. Those are the fundamental elements that wraps Vision 2030 together. Tonight, we'll focus heavily on that infrastructural transformation that includes building and construction. But building and construction and infrastructure transformation is missionless if we don't have a transformation of the human resources, the people that infrastructure is built to support. So this infrastructural transformation must be linked to the human transformation and advancement. It must be linked to life-changing experiences of the people of our country. So the roads and the bridges that you hear us talk about, the new buildings, they're all linked to the upliftment of human life here in Guyana. The transformation is linked to expanded economic opportunities. It is linked to the improvement of livelihood. It is linked to the advancement of society. All with a human aspect. This must be supported by a platform that is diversified. And that brings me to economic transformation. Economic transformation is about positioning Guyana to be the best in the region in food production, food security, understanding what is food engineering, and ensuring that our agricultural plans are critically integrated into the infrastructural transformation, and our human resource transformation is linked to the transformation in agriculture. Very critical. food production, building and construction, tourism and hospitality, and I'm going to come down to other services. So the economic diversification is not about oil and gas. It is about catalyzing the revenues from oil and gas to all the sectors of our economy, making them competitive, making them the resilient and sustainable pillars on which the economy will stand, and on which the economy will deliver the type of jobs that are sustainable, good paying, and advanced in our times. That is the interlink between the economic diversification, the infrastructural transformation, and the human resource transformation. It is not only about the 20,000 scholarships. It is not only about making university education free. It is not only about the building of our national training center. Those are elements of the aspiration. But the aspiration is the output, and that is to have the best possible skilled human resources available here in Guyana to meet our national development needs and priorities. All of this will be done and executed on a scale never seen before in the history of our country. And when I speak about scale, it is not only scale in a quantitative manner. It is positioning our development to be ahead of others. We cannot approach the development path in a straight line. It will take us too long. That is why we are bringing the best in class. We are following the best possible practices, and we are moving way ahead of our time. We are positioning Guyana in an international construct that is second to none. Our healthcare system, powered by the best. Our education system, powered by the best. Our governance system, powered by the best. Our construction sector, powered by the best. We are going to be a leader, and we must prepare ourselves to be that leader. We must not see ourselves as developing by following. We must see ourselves as developing by setting new paradigm, by setting a new style of development that reflects the priority of our country and our people. When we speak about building and construction, it is not only something that is physical. It is something much more than physical. You can have the most beautiful house, but if you don't have good manners, if you don't have good character, if you don't have a good family, then you will not enjoy the fruits of that beautiful house. So building a country, constructing a country, is also about constructing our character. It's about constructing who we are. It is about understanding who we are. It is constructing an identity for our country. It is constructing an identity for our society. And we can only construct that one identity if we reconstruct the way we think, the way we operate, the way we behave. It will take hard work. It will take long hours. But it will be realized, because we are sparing no effort or sacrificing no less energy in realizing it. This brings me to the point of social transformation. Social transformation is critical. It has to do with the way we think, how we treat the environment, how we treat the plants around us, how we treat the animals, how we treat the buildings, how we treat each other, how we treat public infrastructure. Social transformation is critical to all of this. We cannot build or construct a tourism and hospitality sector if we cannot exhibit these characteristics that is so important in terms of social transformation. Social transformation, unfortunately, is not physical, but it is the most important element that gives value to the physical transformation. Unless we have social transformation, we cannot enjoy the fruits of physical transformation that you see here in this building Expo. The transformation that comes must be done in a way that ensures equitable and prosperous development. Prosperous and equitable development must come with a true understanding of the needs of the people, with a realistic understanding of what we can achieve and how we can achieve it. But more importantly, equitable transformation that leads to prosperity comes with justice. The system must be built on social justice, in which we see each other as human beings, in which we see each other as part of the Guyanese family. And not when we see each other, the first thing we see is an Indo-Guyanese, an Afro-Guyanese, an Amerindian, a Chinese. The first thing we must see is we are part of the Guyanese family. We are part of a unified family. This is an important element of achieving what equitable and prosperous development can bring to us. Equitable and prosperous development is capitalizing from those who have resources and using that to empower those who don't have. That is why in our development mix, you will see high income, middle income, affordable homes, commercial and industrial development interrelated, intertwined with each other, because we understand the concept of value transfer. The concept of value transfer is what leads to prosperity. But the equitable part of the equation is giving people access to the house lots. When they have access to the house lots and you have a high income development, it's don't throw away. It improves the net asset value of that family who might be pursuing affordable home. And that leads them to greater prosperity. That is why equitable development is so closely linked with the issue of prosperity. It takes me now to the point of technological transformation. I said earlier, we can't go down a straight line to achieve what we want to achieve by 2030. We have to invest in the technology to help us to get there. Only 2 days ago, well not 2 days ago, yesterday, I had a meeting with developers, builders, and they said to me, we cannot find labor. We cannot find labor. An important part of the building out of Guyana. We know that this will be a challenge. That is why we have to embrace the type of technology that will advance the work and not slow us down. If you think we are going fast, I have news for you. We have to step on that accelerator much, much harder. We can only achieve this by investing in technology, by embracing technology. Whether it is the re-energizing of the agricultural sector, not only are we talking about expanding the farms, but right now we're discussing the building of the largest ever hydroponics park in Latin America and the Caribbean right here in Guyana. Bringing the best technology, and guess what? Owned by the next generation of Guyanese, the young people of our country. This is how we're going to create wealth. This is how we're going to invest the revenues to advance the cause of prosperity, to open up new opportunities, and to deliver a better life for the people of Guyana. This brings me to the concept of environmental responsibility. We will do all of this. We will do all of this. We'll build the gas to shore project, the whales development, the industrial development, the agro-processing. We will do all of it, but not at the sacrifice of our environmental credentials. Our forests will continue to be a tool to be deployed for the good of global humanity. But that tool comes with a cost, and we are pursuing every single market, every single opportunity to realize the value of that tool we deploy to save humanity. And this is the concept of the low carbon development strategy. Maximizing the benefit from every aspect of our natural wealth. We cannot advance a country unless we maximize the benefit from all our natural wealth. I don't know why Minister Hamilton is yawning. This is not a time to yawn or sleep. This is a time to put on your gears of battle and drive forward and move forward in building this country. I am speaking, but I'm paying attention to all of you. This brings me to the concept of sustainable development. Sustainable development is about finding the balance. Whilst we go after the rapid build-out of our oil and gas sector, we have to find a balance. A balance that is second to none. A balance that reflects our priority on food and on the environment, on building and construction, on ecotourism, on environmental services, ecological services, biological services. That is the balance that sustainable development brings. And sustainable development is about utilizing to the optimum our national asset. And fresh water is an important national asset. And we cannot continue to dump the fresh water from the Conservancy into the Atlantic. That is why we are pursuing a path to convert that water into treated water to supply the east coast of Guyana. That is what sustainable development is about. Now this brings me to an important concept. Each one of us must become a servant. Each one of us must give to every single one the best service we can. Not only government services, but banking services, manufacturing services. We have to become a people and a country that understands the value of good quality standard services. We can get the best education. We can get all the doctors and nurses we need. But if we don't understand the concept of service delivery, we will not fulfill the full potential of the investment. It is not only about the police officer out there. It is about the judicial system. It is about the executive. It is about the legislature. Mr. Speaker, it is a combination and integration of every aspect of national life that has to be reoriented into a service framework, delivering the best possible service to people. All of this must be supported, Jerry, on a foundation of strong security. Security is fundamentally important to the development trajectory of Guyana. That is why we're investing in the technology, we're investing in the human resources, in the equipment, in the partnership that will help us to have the best possible secured environment to boost the growth and development that I speak of. Now I move to the right side of the wing. And you will see on the right side of the wing, there are some important elements. If these elements are missing, the left side of the wing cannot achieve anything. First and foremost is people. We have to find the people. The people must be involved. The people must believe. The people must be part of the mission. The people must be trained and equipped to get on this mission. The second aspect is the morals and ethics that must shape us in this development strategy. This development strategy must be built on a platform of morals and ethics. It is not where we try to outsmart each other or where each one of us only want to win. It is about building an environment in which all of us can be winners, in which all of us can realize our dreams and aspirations. The vision that we have must be supported by capital, raising the funds, finding the funds, encouraging the banking system to help the private sector, the small and medium-sized enterprises, financing them, giving them the capital injection that is required to go after the mission. It must be supported by research and development. Technological transfer and advancement must have it at research and development, because you have to find the best applicable technology to the local environment. We must be able to build trust in the society, trust in the system, trust in the institutions that support the system. Very important. We must learn from the best practices available. We must work to enhancing every single institution. We must build partnership. We have to select our partners. We have to know who has our best interest at heart. We have to be honest to our partners, and we have to ensure also that we seek from our partners honesty and trust too. In building strong partnership, we must respect each other. We must trust each other. We must support each other. We must share the same values and principles. We must stand up for the same values and principles every single day. Governance is critical. Not only governance at the central government level, but governance in the private sector. Governance at every single layer of national life. Whether at the CDC, the NDC, the RDC, the Two-House Council, governance is critical to the achievement of the vision. Good governance. In building this country and shaping Guyana 2030, the cultural heritage of our people must be reflected. It must be safeguarded. We must not lose who we are. We must not lose who we are. We are not a country that is rich with oil and gas. That is not who we are. We are a country with a people who are humble, hospitable, and love the world equally. That is who we are. You're not going to go far from me. That is who we are. Let us not for one moment change who we are. Change the bad habits, but keep the foundational principles of who and what makes us Guyanese. Important in supporting this vision also is a safety net, ensuring that the vulnerable in our society, the voiceless, even the animals, the future must be built on a platform that supports every single person, every single part of what constitutes national life. So the safety nets that we put in place is critical in safeguarding all that we do. Very critical in safeguarding all that we do. All of this is supported by the Crown. Many of you will see this as a symbol of the office of the President or in a press conference. But what we want it to represent here, it is prosperity, dignity, and pride. We must be able, when we speak of this vision, when we take this vision forward, we must be able to do it with dignity and pride. Pride does not mean you must be arrogant, but pride means that you must lift your heads up in glory, knowing that you are Guyanese, loving that you are Guyanese, and wanting the world to know that you are proud of being Guyanese. Because being Guyanese is about dignity, it's about prosperity, and it's about honor. All of this in Vision 2030. Hey, something is going on. In Vision 2030 must be supported or must be rooted in a strong foundation. It must be rooted that no hurricane can take it down. It must be rooted in the soil of prosperity, rooted in one Guyana, the foundational root that will develop this concept. And that root has with it the aspects of humility, unity, and hard work. Those are the nutrients that hold the root, one Guyana, together. This is visually, I try to keep in conformity with the mission of the Building Expo, bringing visual reality to what we speak of. This is the concept that I speak of. Now I wish to turn my attention to my speech. Ambassador Sarah Lynch, you don't have a flight tonight. Don't worry, I won't be long. Let me start from the short notes. Since we assumed office, our government has increased the low-income mortgage loan ceiling from $8 million to $15 million. I'll say that again. Since we assumed office, our government has lifted the low-income mortgage ceiling from $8 million to $15 million. If I don't hear you respond appropriately, I will not announce what the future holds for you. Okay, you're getting there. All you need in life is a little incentive. We've increased the new building society ceiling for loans from 12 million to 15 million. We've restored the ceiling on mortgage interest relief for housing loans to 30 million, up from $15 million. We have assisted new homeowners on securing the financing through a one-stop window. We have assisted homeowners in the construction of septic tanks. We have helped them in building core homes. We have zero-rated VAT on construction materials, including stone, locally produced pre-stressed concrete piles, locally fabricated steel beams for building construction, locally manufactured roofing and PVC products for building construction, and more recently, we have removed VAT on building cement, sheetrock, and concrete boards. Let me hear you. This is a government and system at work for you. Do you understand what we're doing, or you want me to go into the details? What you say, Ambassador Fernando, we should go into the details? Okay. Building the future is about investment in many areas. I have here a list of all the areas and all the works that we've already awarded. Whether it's the $216 billion contract for the construction of the new Demra River Bridge, the $190 million contract for the upgrading of the Linden Mabura Hill project, the $106 million contract for the Ogle to Eccles Road link, the construction of the Quarantine River Bridge, which is on the way, the design and construction of two major highways, easing traffic along the East Bank corridor, the new 4-lane highway from Crane to Schoonard, the $2.4 billion worth of contract for culverts and bridges in New Amsterdam to Molson Creek, the $3 billion worth of contracts for the construction of 32 bridges from Linden to Lethem. And I can go on, but I will not bore you. The records will be circulated to you all. Now I move to an interesting point. How long have I been speaking? I promise that I will not be long. But let me tell you what was the impact of what we did. Just a brief highlight. When the Minister of Finance said brief, go home and eat and come back. Non-performing loans. Listen to this, it's very important. And I'm telling you, when we came into office to now, non-performing loans improved from 11% in 2020 to 6.75% as I speak to you. In a global environment that is sending shockwaves all across the world. This is an improvement of 39%. Loans to household improved to 13% of the total loans. That is loans to household. The total loans in our country grew by 20% in less than 2 years. The total loans grew by 20% to $310 billion. That is what confidence the people have in the economy. Loans grew by 20% to $310 billion. But what was more important is that mortgages grew by $16 billion, or by 21%. That is the effect of the program we are running. That is the net effect of the program we are running. Let me give you some more figures. Total lending to the construction sector was $15.6 billion as of May 2022. Total lending to the construction sector was $15.6 billion as of May 2022. A 50% growth from the day we took office to now. 50% growth. Let me hear you. You don't have to love the government to be happy about this. You just have to love the country and love development to be proud of this accomplishment. Let me hear you put your hands together for development and progress. Now I come to some important matters. We are not satisfied with all of this. I told you we'll press a bit more on the accelerator, or in the countryside where I come from, we say we can exit up. You know what is the X? High Commissioner Jane? The X is when you press hard on the accelerator. So if you go to West Coast, Paul Chung will tell you, if they want to go faster, they will say, put your foot down the X. Okay? In order to continue the aggression in the housing sector, and in order to make home ownership more affordable, and in order to lift more Guyanese out of poverty, and in order to increase the net worth of every single Guyanese, I wish to announce the following. I didn't hear you. I wish to announce first that for affordable homes $6 million and lower, the government of Guyana, with effect from the last day of Building Expo, will support home ownership by giving to every builder in this category the steel and one sling of cement that is required to build your foundation. I will go over it slowly. In order to support home ownership, we are going to give to every single family in the category of affordable homes, that is $6 million and lower, the steel and one sling of cement to support their home construction. Now, I did not consult with the Minister of Finance. I see him looking nervously. Let me move on. The second announcement. For every other category of home ownership, young professionals, the middle income, from $6,001,000 to $25 million, we will give 2 slings of cement. You hear me? For every other category up to $25 million, from $6,001, we will give 2 slings of cement. Now, I want now to pause, and I want to congratulate the banks. You heard me over the last couple of months sharing some licks on the commercial banks in local terms, but in my own mind it was encouraging them. The commercial banks has been tremendously responsive to this expo. From putting up GBTI, I heard is giving away a free car. Tell me what I need to do to have my ticket in the mix. Whether it is Demerara Bank, Republic Bank, GBTI, Baroda, Citizen Bank, did I miss any? Scotiabank. Somebody from Scotiabank here? I want to say that you have been responding. And to demonstrate how responsive they are, in consultation with the banks and understanding what we have just done to further expand our housing program, the banks have agreed that there will be no percentage requirement for loans below 6 million because of this policy of the government. So you don't have to find it 10% and 20%. Let me hear you. Once you qualify through the joint window system, the government comes in with you. Now the commercial banks are with you. No requirement because of this singular policy. Further, the bank has agreed that they are going to reduce the interest rate for housing and building up to $9 million to 3.8%. This is coming at a time when the world is increasing interest rates. These are direct responses to policies of the government. I am pleased to stand here as president and to laud the responsive nature of the private sector. I congratulate you. My dear friends, the journey to prosperity has begun. The journey is powered by one vehicle, one Guyana. Whether your political views are aligned with the government or not, you have a seat in that vehicle. I urge you, ignore anyone who tells you not to take that seat. Claim your seat in this vehicle. Sit tight and embrace the prosperity that will come your way. Let me hear you. You know what? Maybe I should try what the church tried. The church will say, stand and give thanks. We all have to give thanks to God. But I just want you to clap and give thanks to the private sector and all those who work every single day. In order for you to visualize what are some of the things I spoke of, I wish now to introduce you to a visual representation of Guyana 2030. God bless you.
President, as we await the video, I'd like to call on the Honorable Minister Colin Crow to present you with a token. Minister Crow.
Where's your phone? Apa ini ya? Saya tidak pakai.
Mr. President, I know to your listeners you've just blown them off of their feet literally. And for those who were not listening attentively, I'm sure they will leave here much more enriched and wanting to build. To show our appreciation, first of all, of your vision for Guyana, your vision for the conceptualization and to take it to the next level. I would like to present, first of all, this magazine called One Guyana, which presents our current and future development opportunities for Guyana by 2030. I therefore first want to present this magazine. And in recognition by the guidance and the commitment you've given to us in ensuring all of us at the Ministry of Housing and Water and the Central Housing and Planning Authority in encouraging us to pull off this Expo. I know we've had many planning meetings, and for all of us at the leadership level, this is our first time we've been involved in such an activity. I want to therefore show our appreciation for your guidance and leadership in this building, International Building Expo 2022. So on behalf of all of us, I want to present this gift.
Guyana will hold firm and steady on the irreversible path of becoming a modern, democratic society with opportunities for all of its people. This is my promise to all Guyanese. Guyana is united for one cause, and this is the prosperity of all Guyanese. We are building one Guyana. a dream or some fairy tale, but a glimpse of our magnificent Guyana in 2025 and beyond. Development will come, and will come rapidly. And to support that development requires rapid infrastructural transformation. We will catalyze the development of new communities across Guyana by facilitating the opening of vast tracts of land in all 10 administrative regions. Construction of the new 4-lane, 23 miles highway from Ogle to the Linden-Soestdijk highway, the current 4-lane highway from Mandela to Diamond, and the new Denmark Harbor Bridge are all main elements and pillars of our strategic plan in building one Guyana. Are the opening up of vast tracts of land to catalyze the development of new communities, new industrial hubs that will create stable employment along the East Coast, East Bank, Berbice, Region 3, Region 2, Region 10, Region 9. City will be the highlight of our leadership as we achieve the establishment of a smart city, one that is sustainable, one that is resilient, one that brings with it all the modern features of cities around the world. This city will be self-sufficient and will contain world-class modern facilities. It will bring a wholesome, diversified portfolio of investment focusing on the hospitality sector, sports tourism, condominium, smart buildings, office complexes,
and be reflective of the rich diversity of our country. Guyanese will see paved roads along new paths from New Amsterdam to Muslim Creek, which will significantly boost agriculture in these regions and contribute to Guyana being the leading food producer in the Caribbean and Latin America. As you now enjoy the view of Indian Arrival Monument, Palmyra, you'll be even more intrigued viewing a new national stadium, hotels, industrial hub, commercial hub, linked to a municipal airport supported by a massive housing development that will accelerate home ownership for every category of Guyanese. This must be supported by a services sector that is second to none. That is why we're investing in our health and education sector to make it world-class. New specialty hospitals, supporting private investment are a critical component of the transformation. Much more than this is the investment in our human resource transformation, giving them the best available tool to change their life. That is a good education. As we build a Guyana that is diversified, understanding the importance of reducing energy, expanding our logistics hub with a new deepwater harbor, new shore-based facilities from the private sector, expanded work on the Wales Development Authority, linking our regions through infrastructure and commercial activities, the expansion of the industrial manufacturing agro-processing sector. All of this combined together will be supported by the most robust, sustainable, resilient investment in infrastructure we've ever seen in this country. connecting the coast with the hinterland is another important aspect of our investment. This, of course, must and will be supported by the revenues we will earn, not only from oil and gas, but from all the other sectors that we are working on making competitive. The development of the highway from Linden to Mabura Hill, the construction of those international standard concrete bridges is on the path to bridging northern Brazil to Guyana with a world-class infrastructure. These developments and investment we are making in hinterland communities would not only help the mining sector and open up new economic opportunities and enhance livelihood for our hinterland brothers and sisters, but they are critical investment to take our ecotourism forward, to make it more competitive and to support the growth of our tourism sector. We would stay true to our commitments, true to the commitments we made in the low carbon development strategy, by fostering development while conserving and protecting our vast ecosystem. This is our land, our collective home, which we all love and for which we want only the best. I offer you my hands of friendship, my hands of cooperation that is willing to hold all of Guyana, to embrace all of Guyana, and charter the future together. Let us join as one people, one nation, one destiny, with a single purpose, to build our beloved country for the good of all. Thank you, and God bless our dear land of Guyana.
Tell you which one is it.
Troy. Wait.